Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back into a brand new episode of WSI TV. I'm Sean Bauer, with me is Jordan Bishop, and we have a packed episode for you today, with the main topic being your Bitcoin fortune and the easy path to get there. We're going to lay everything out for you, especially if you don't know all you want to know about Bitcoin right now. We're going to explain everything. We're also going to play a little game, guess that ticker, have some fun. But before all that, it's time to get to versus results. And these are the results for the earnings round that we just did.
Yeah, we asked you guys to give us 2 weeks to find the best looking earnings stocks we could. We both had winners. Sean's made over 100%. That was using options like we do with the system that we use. But I don't think there's much else to say about this. Let's just give video proof for you right now.
There you go.
All right, as you can see on today'sdate.com, it is Friday, October 20th, 2017. We're currently looking at VFC. That's VF Corp. Again, the ticker is VFC. Just 10 minutes left in trading today. We have VFC reporting its earnings, I believe, Monday before the market opens. It is a Friday, so no trading over the weekend. We're going to get in right before that earnings announcement, and then we'll close it on Monday right after that earnings announcement. Using this rogue system, we expect it to jump. So I'm going to go ahead and do a call option on this VFC trade. You can see I have the screen up now. So we're going to go ahead and get this trade in. Again, it's a call. We expect the stock to jump on the earnings news, and that should push this trade up. So we see the fill over here, and we are in this trade for VFC. Again, it is Friday. We'll be back Monday, which is the next trading day, first thing in the morning, to see how much we've made on this. All right, we're back. As you can see, on Monday, October 23rd, 2017, we placed that trade on VFC on Friday. No trading over the weekend, so it's now the next trading day. Now VFC reported its earnings before the market opened today, so we got in right before the announcement using our rogue system. We're going to get out as soon as possible after that earnings announcement, literally within 5 minutes of the market opening today. So we'll go ahead and put a trade on to close out this VFC trade. And there you can see it was just filled. Let's go ahead and see. This was at 310. So let me go ahead into order status so we can see how this trade worked out here. So you can see we got in for 1.4 out at 3.1. So over 100% gain on this. Again, that's overnight, more than double your money on this trade in less than 24 hours of the market being open.
All right, so there you saw me taking my 120 or so % gains on VFC. Again, that was it was a Friday to a Monday, but of course no trading on the weekend, so it was just, within 24 hours of market trading. That's this rogue system we're talking about, how powerful it can be. But again, luckily able to help me through to the earnings victory.
Yeah, and I do have to admit something. I did trade that one as well on the side, even though it wasn't my versus pick. Yeah. So it just looked too good to pass up. As you can see from that video proof, that is Sean's a real brokerage account. Hopefully there's not any sensitive information in there. If there is, feel free to use it. But yeah, no, a great gain, and that's the power of this system we're using. So, but moving forward, we've got a little game we'd like to play. Guess that ticker. The loser of this game will have to put on an embarrassing hat. I will tell you right now, it's not the hot dog and it's not the chicken. So we'll get to that. Hopefully it'll be on Sean's head for the rest of the episode. But if we want to get started, Sean, if you want to give me the first company that I have to guess the ticker for.
Right, yeah, I'm giving the company name. Jordan has to guess the ticker. All right, Jordan, the first company you're guessing the ticker for is Teladoc Inc.
Teladoc Inc. must be TDOC, T-Doc.
It is, so one point for Jordan.
All right, Sean, for you, your first one is Aflac.
Aflac is AF.
AFL. You were close, real close.
I'm terrible at these games.
1-0.
We'll move right along. Jordan, the next company you have is American Express.
That's an easy one, AXP.
It is AXP, so 2 points for Jordan.
2-0. Sean, for you, I have Walmart.
Walmart is WMT.
Right?
Yep. Finally on the board. Jordan, your next one is Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers is WTW.
Yeah, nailed it. 3 for 3.
I don't know if there's any point in this, Sean, but
if you can get it,
Southwest.
Southwest is SW?
Not even close. LUV.
All right. That was a great choice.
All right, so Sean, we have for you the special embarrassing hat, and I think this might be the funniest one yet. So go ahead and pop that on.
Yeah, debuting this terrible hat that I get to wear as a punishment then. All right, well, try to take me seriously as we move on to the simple path to your easy Bitcoin fortune. Yeah,
and we'll pull this chart up real quick just to show you. This is a ticker that you can use to trade Bitcoin. It's GBTC. It is traded in the over-the-counter market, which means all brokers don't carry it. I know Robinhood doesn't carry it, but you can get it on like Ally and Schwab and that. You can trade it there.
Right, and you might remember back in, first of all, an article a few months ago, you can see in late August, Jim told you at that peak right there, that's where he was short selling this GBTC chart specifically, shorting Bitcoin in general. And you can see right after that, it was to the day a perfect trade. It came all the way down to $500 or $600 from $1,000. GBTC did. We highlighted that in another WSI TV episode earlier, but we just want to show you this chart again to show you, how it's gone since then. Still very, very far down. So a great trade on this GBTC.
Right, and obviously Bitcoin's extremely volatile, as you can see in the chart, and Jim used that volatility to get that 50% gain on Bitcoin, which was a fantastic trade. We were all over the moon when it happened, but I mean, I don't think we were that surprised by it, because he has a great grasp on what Bitcoin is, and hopefully after this episode, you will too.
Yeah, I mean, 50% gains aren't bad, and again, volatile trade. I mean, big wins whenever you have something like that. But that's just kind of the foundation we wanted to lay before we really got into this entire Bitcoin topic, and really laying the easy foundation for you on your path to Bitcoin fortunes. So I guess the first simple question we need to ask is, what is Bitcoin, Jordan?
I mean, yeah, it's basically a cryptocurrency, and I mean, that probably won't make much sense to most of you guys who don't know what Bitcoin is, because it's sort of, when Bitcoin came out in 2009, it created the term a cryptocurrency, right, which is basically a currency that is solely digital. Right. It doesn't exist in the physical world. It exists online. So it was created by a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2009.
Yeah, and one of the really unique things about Bitcoin is there's no real need for middlemen when you're dealing with Bitcoin transactions, which is something very, very new. There's also only a certain number of Bitcoin that can ever be created. I know it's weird when we're talking about somebody creating a currency, but there is only a certain number. It's not like you can create an infinite amount.
There's only 21 million,
right,
and they're slowly releasing those until I think 2040, the last one will be released. But it's a real strange way they're doing it. But they clearly know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we say cryptocurrency, it's not as crazy as it sounds. It can be bought and sold using different regular currencies, for lack of a better term. But what we want to do now is sort of give you the pros and cons of Bitcoin, I guess mostly to see if this suits you and your investing wants and needs.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I like about Bitcoin is there's no need for banks. I mean, we talk about all the time about how the banks are corrupted. They control the money markets. They led to the crash of 2008. So just getting rid of the banks in this equation is for me the biggest pro for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, that's the middlemen we're talking about. I mean, bankers just make money on being middlemen. You don't need that for Bitcoin, which is why bankers hate Bitcoin so much. Even for something like international transfers, I mean, you can trade Bitcoin using whatever currency you'd like, so it's easy to do, and that's a big pro for Bitcoin. Also, no fees, no transaction fees. Again, for the same reasons, no bankers really needed there as well. And you can also do this anonymously. You don't even have to have your name to this Bitcoin transaction or to your Bitcoin account even.
Yeah, it's also multi-purpose. You can use it to purchase things. A lot of places, I know in Europe and England will take this as a currency, and it's growing rapidly in America, of course. But you can also use it for investment purposes, like we're talking about today. This is how you're gonna take that simple path to your easy Bitcoin fortune by using GBTC and by using Bitcoin itself, by trading and investing in Bitcoin. It makes millionaires overnight, as we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we've seen people become millionaires in less than a couple of years already, just based on what Bitcoin has done investment-wise, and now more and more merchants are accepting Bitcoin as payment, just like you would, the US dollar. But there also are some cons cons to it. The first one being that volatility we already touched on a little bit earlier. Volatility goes both ways, obviously. That's how Jim made a ton of money on this, but it was that downward movement that allowed Jim Sampson to make all that money just by shorting, by betting against Bitcoin. So it's something that's moving a ton right now. It's not exactly the most reliable investment right now.
Right, and again, all these cons have a sort of an upside to them with however you look at it, but it is also intangible, which some people like, but a lot of people like to have their hands on whatever they're investing in. I mean, stocks, they give you the stock slips, the confirmation slips, so they're held in your name. Things like gold, physical gold, people like to hold on to that. Bitcoin, you cannot get a physical version of, so it just sort of exists in the air, which is, it can be a downside if I've heard if you lose your Bitcoin key, you completely lose your Bitcoin, which I mean is a huge loss for anybody, but it's got to be on the cons list for me. Yeah,
horror story. I mean, we've all lost a password once or twice, so we needed to hit the button to remember the password. I mean, if you can't do that with Bitcoin, it's just gone.
Right,
it's kind of crazy. Also not insured by the FDIC, like every regular, again, sorry to use that term, but every regular currency, this isn't insured in the same way because it is so new, because it is so different, and that is actually a very, very big con for this.
And of course, it's unestablished. I mean, which it has to go in the cons section because I mean, it hasn't been around long enough. The people have taken advantage of that. These people have become millionaires off it. But you don't know where it's going to be tomorrow. It could disappear as quickly as it came into existence. And that's always a possibility you got to watch out for.
Yeah, it's not exactly mainstream yet. I mean, people are catching on, but it's not big. Which I mean, it could still be your chance to get in as close to the ground floor as possible now. But again, unestablished. I mean, governments are right now trying to figure out how to tax it, how to regulate it, as you would expect them to. So a lot up in the air still for Bitcoin. But there are a ton of pros. You just have to make sure you're aware of all the cons at the same time.
Yeah, it's just with anything you do, you just have to insure yourself. You have to be prepared, never spend more than you can afford on it. Don't take your whole life savings and shovel it into Bitcoin or GBTC. But we would say that for any stock, any ETF, anything in the financial markets, because they can go up as quickly as they come down. And I'm hoping to use that factor to my advantage in this round of verses.
All right, yeah. Moving on now, we just did the earnings round. We're going to come back to a more traditional round now for versus this time. We're just going to pick one trade each, one stock each. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to track it, see which one gains the most. Obviously, whichever gains the most is the winner. And like this terrible, embarrassing hat right now, somebody's going to have to endure a punishment for losing that versus round.
Yeah, so I mean, Sean's explained it all to you. We do this week in, week out. I'm sure you know the score. So I'm going to go ahead with my pick, and I am going with a penny stock that I've created sort of a new system for. I'm working on it.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll be out to you guys very soon, unless it fails, that is. no, it's good, honestly. I'm going with Turtle Beach Corp. The ticker is HEAR, as in here. It's around 72 cents. Now, I usually wouldn't touch these volatile things, but this has been working for me very well. I just had 100% gain in 3 days, so I'm going to see where this goes. I do also want to note, Sean's allowing me to place a trailing stop loss on this trade. So if it goes up, I'm placing a 10% stop loss that's going to follow that stock all the way up, so we can get out at the high, because that is what I'm doing with this system. So
right, yeah, and I've just been looking over Jordan's shoulder over the past couple of days, watched this 100% gain jump out of nowhere. It's kind of incredible, the system he's coming up with right now. But penny stock for the penny stock king. I'm probably in trouble there after seeing 100% gains. I'm gonna go with Tesla. Everybody knows Tesla, Elon Musk. It's at about $326 per share right now. After a couple of bad weeks, it's actually down, I think, in a good spot to buy. So a value pick here, I'm going with Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, I'm backing my stock to the hilt, but I'm a little worried about Tesla because Sean did, if you remember, he made a 33% gain on Tesla in a past versus round. So, I mean, I'm a little nervous about that, but I guess we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure. We'll get back to those results in a couple of weeks so we can see who wins that battle. But do you have any final notes before we get out of here, Jordan?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to mention you've got 2 days left, not even 2 full days, to participate in our countdown to your $2,000 cashback promotion. We are running that when you buy any of our products, our services, our lessons between now and Tuesday night, tomorrow tomorrow night, that is, you know, you'll get up to $2,000 cash back. More details of that will follow this Wednesday on how you can claim that. But I just have to note your time is running out and you won't want to miss out on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, on Wednesday, it's November 1st. Jim is going to explain everything about getting that cash back. One of the biggest giveaways we've ever done. You've probably heard plenty about it already, so no more there. But on behalf of Jordan and myself, we want to say thank you for watching, and we'll speak to you next time.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.